Hi, I'm Paul, and I am the lead research technician here at the How to Linux Research Labs. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Darktable 4.4, which was just released. Now, Darktable is an open source raw image editor, and the new release adds new features such as new white balance presets and noise profiles for various digital cameras, as well as many new features and improvements. And a little bit more. Darktable 4.4 is an open source, free, and cross-platform raw image editor. Like I said, it's been released. 4.4 was released about 6 months after the last update, Darktable 4.2, and this one looks like a major update, and it brings a lot of brings numerous new features, performance improvements, new camera support, and a few other things. Okay, so we're going to install Darktable 4.4 open source raw image editor on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. which is what I have right here. Now there's a few ways of installing Darktable. I don't believe snaps or app images are available at this point, so those are out. I did try to I downloaded the tar file and I extracted it, and there was no official documentation on the Darktable webpage on how to actually do the compilation process. So I just downloaded the tarball, extracted it, looked for some README files, poked around, and I had some of the tools already installed, but when I ran the build script, the compiler faulted. So you can do it that way. You can compile it from source, which is it's a challenge. It's fun for the challenge. You can still get 4.4 just by the way we're going to do it, which is through a Flatpack. And you can also find it, and you can find the Flatpack in the Pop Shop. It is current. And there's also a Deb version in there, which is 3.6, and that's about 2 years old. So I wouldn't go that route. But you can do it through the Pop Shop. It is current. And there's two other ways to do a Flatpaks. We're going to do it manually by the command line. And there's also another way where you download the Flatpak package to your local hard drive and then run it through the Flatpak engine in the command line, and it'll install it that way as well. So like I said, the compilation process really, it faulted on me, and unless your environment is already set up with all the tools and packages and libraries necessary to actually carry out the compilation process, then I would just suggest go the Flatpak route. That way you'll get 4.4. Relatively easy. It should be a slam dunk, more or less. And it'll be more current than the Darktable version, which is in the Pop! OS repos. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna install Darktable raw image editor via Flatpak. Okay, so here's my Pop here. Pop open the terminal. Okay, and this is not the most current. I'd have to look it up again offhand. I didn't do it before I started the video to see what the most current version is. I think this is the most current version, actually. I'm not sure. I was always seeing 1.1, 1.12 before. I think 14 is the new version. Anyway, this was already included in my on my Pop ISO file when I installed it recently. So they might have updated it, or maybe I ran an APT update upgrade and it brought me to the most current version. Anyway, if you're here, you're doing pretty good. So the Flatpak command line engine is installed. So like I said, we can go to the web page for FlatHub here, and you can either download the Flatpak package to your hard drive this way, then run it through the Flatpak, the command for Flatpak, the Flatpak engine, and actually This is the actual command that you would run it into here. Okay? So whether you're downloading it locally and then running it through Flatpak engine this way, or you're going to use Flatpak to actually pull it from the FlatHub repo and install it manually that way. Okay, so we're going to do it that way. Okay, so let me keep the Flatpak up there. Okay, we'll go to our browser, and we're on FlatHub, and we're on the Darktable page. Okay, so yeah, you can install it by clicking the install button. It downloads it to your download folder. Then you run that package through the Flatpak command in the terminal, and that would install it that way. Going to be a little bit more. I want to have a little bit more of a challenge. You know, installing it from the pop shop is pretty easy. Not a lot of challenge. Click a button and it installs it. Kind of the same thing here. You download it and run it through the Flatpak command. It's pretty easy. I like to have a little bit of a challenge. Compiling is always the ultimate challenge. You know, downloading or cloning the source code and making sure your compilation environment, your development environment has all the tools necessary. Then you have to spend time hunting down all the tools you need. And it can get intensive. It's fun when it's done right, when it actually goes through eventually, and you can make customizations that way. But if you don't have all the tools available, then you have to hunt everything down and get your environment ready, and it could be intensive. Okay, so we're going to do it this way, which is command line driven, but not too complicated. Okay, so you scroll down to the bottom again. Darktable entry on the FlatHub repo here, online repo for all Flatpaks on flathub.org. Okay, so then scroll down, there's some information here. This is the newest version here, 4.4. Okay, that's good. Then there's a lot of other relevant information here that we don't need at the moment. So scroll past that. And this is the section that I want here, manual install. Okay, pretty simple. So we're going to copy and paste this whole string here into the command line. See, Flatpak is the command, and it's going to install this program. So it's going to pull this from the local Flatpak engine on my local hard drive. It's going to pull this program in from the remote repo, and it will install it that way, and then we can run it this way. Okay, so Flatpak install, and it's going to pull it from the FlatHub org website, and this is the program here, Darktable. So go ahead and select the whole string there, copy it. Now that Flatpak that was already copied in is enough. We don't have to have it here actually. Otherwise we'll have two Flatpaks and the installation attempt will fault. So make sure you have a clean slate here, clean prompt, empty of any commands or anything. Right click, paste it, space bar it so you can clear it up, and then you can read everything, looks okay. So once that's been pasted in and you looked at it and it looks good, go ahead and enter on that, and then this comes up here. It's the permissions the default permissions for the Flatpak program. Now you can use FlatSeal to change these later. FlatSeal is a program that manages Flatpak permissions, so you can remove these or add other permissions for it to access your local file system. Okay, and there's some stuff here to read. I think everything looks pretty good here. I usually just give it the once over. Looks good there. And proceed with these changes to the user installation. And I believe it'll install it just for the one user. It won't install it system-wide. But for reasons of this video, this should be okay. So I'll Y on that, and then go ahead and enter on that, and it's gonna download, and it's gonna install it, and then we'll look to run it. Okay, that didn't take very long. And everything went through. Installation complete. Okay, good. Everything looks the way it should look here. Installation complete. Now I'm going to clear on this. Now we're gonna run it. Now there's two ways of running it. One is via the command line, and the second is launching it from the GUI application folder. Okay, so let's do the GUI application folder first. So we'll minimize on that. Go to our application folder here. Open that. There's a bunch of him here. I found it here in the home, and here it is. It wasn't here before. Okay, pretty standard process so far. You find it here, and just single click it, and wait for it to open. There it is. Okay. Now I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of using it because I would have to learn about it, but I just wanted to show you how to install it. And there it is. And it looks like it's not really active for me. I'd have to figure out how to actually work with it at this point. I don't want to do that on during the video here. But you can see it's been installed, and we ran it and we launched it from the GUI. So we'll click that off, and then we'll go back to the terminal and launch it via terminal. So I already copied and pasted in the run command here, Flatpack run. So pretty much the same thing except Flatpack install. Now it's Flatpack run. And the FlatHub is here because we're pulling it from there. But when we're running it, that no longer is in play. So we're just running it locally here, Flatpack run. What we actually downloaded here, we don't need the FlatHub part of it. Okay, so once we paste that in, take a look at it. Okay, Flatpack run, Darktable, okay. Enter on that. And same thing. There it is. And like I said, it's all kind of grayed out. I'd have to figure out how to bring it to life here. I haven't really worked with it before. But I think at this point, you could work with it. It's just a matter of getting it active here. And this has to be left up. This is one of the downsides of running things this way from the terminal. It's good because you can get some feedback on whether it launches or not, and that might help you troubleshoot launching issues. And also, if you do stuff here, it'll be logged here. But then you have to always keep a window. You can open other windows, but you have to always keep this window running with this process in it. Because if you kill this, it'll kill that. If you kill the GUI, it'll kill what's going on in the terminal. So if you're okay with dedicating a window to this process, this is a good, then do it this way. Otherwise, I'd rather just run it from here for obvious reasons. It's more traditional that way. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. Okay, so that was installing a Darktable open source raw image editor 4.4, which is the newest version. Just came out a few days ago, I do believe. And we got the newest version without having to do a compilation process. And we didn't bother with the deb version in PopShop or APT because it's 2 years behind. It's 3.6. So this is the way to do it and get the most current version without having to go through the hassle of compiling it from source. And like I said, I'm not sure. I didn't research it, but I'm not sure if snaps or app images are available. I don't believe they are. So this is doing unless you want to do the compilation process or go with an older version, then the way I just showed right now is the best way to go via Flatpack, because you get the most current version and it's a relatively pain-free installation process. Okay, so that was how to install Darktable 4.4 on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. And then of course we showed you how to find it in the app folder here, and how to launch and run it from the command line. Okay, thank you. I'm Paul, and I am the lead research technician here at the HANA Linux Research Labs. And I thank you for watching and subscribing, and I look forward to your comments and your feedback. Thank you.